All I can say is my kids, like I said, they are my lifeline. And the most important thing and number one thing in my life, the priority is I'm a mom. My name is Ieman Marouf. I'm 33, single mother to 2 kids. Tasneem, who's 11, and Mohammed, he's 9.
Ieman and her 2 children live in Reston, a diverse community in Northern Virginia, about 45 minutes from Washington, D.C. Ieman's son, Mohammed, goes by his nickname Hamu, and his older sister, Tasneem, goes by Tessa. This is a story about Ieman and her journey as a hardworking single mother raising a family against the backdrop of a global pandemic that spurred both a public health crisis and an economic crisis in the United States. I'm Valerie Plesch, a photojournalist and documentary photographer based in Northern Virginia. Through my reporting, I learned some surprising things about the community where Ieman lives and works. Ieman is raising her family in Fairfax County, the most populous jurisdiction in Virginia and the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. It also ranks as one of the richest counties in the nation. A family needs to make over $128,000 a year to live comfortably here, and that's well out of reach for many. Ieman lives and works within a 2-mile radius. Her children's elementary school, mosque, and daycare are also just a few minutes away from her work and home. They live in an affordable housing community where the rent is based on a tenant's income and subsidized by the federal government. Usually 30% of a household's income is spent on rent. Ieman spends around the same on hers. Here she is writing a check for her rent and paying other bills online one day after getting paid from work. She likes to pay her bills on the weekend while catching up on other household chores. Earlier in the pandemic, Ieman was laid off from work. It was something she was not prepared for.
And I remember that day I was shook. Like, I didn't know what I was going to do, how I was going to pay my car payments, my credit cards, daycare expenses, how I didn't know, again, mind you, I didn't know anything about unemployment. I was distraught, like, oh my God, we're going to be homeless. Like, where are we going to go? What are we going to do?
With the help of her best friend, Ieman applied for unemployment benefits. Around 4 months later, her old job called her back to return to work. But then she got COVID and was out for 2 weeks. Her job ended up paying her while she was in quarantine, but they were taking it from her paid time off hours.
So I felt like that wasn't fair because I didn't ask to get COVID, and it's a pandemic and everybody's getting COVID. So it's like either pay us or just don't pay us.
I met Ieman through Cornerstones, a nonprofit based in Reston. They have been helping families throughout Fairfax County for the past 50 years. One of Cornerstone's programs is affordable childcare. They run a center called Laurel Learning Center, which provides affordable education to low-income families. Ieman's children go to Laurel Learning Center every day, in the morning before school and in the afternoon after school. Daycare can be expensive, especially for single parents like Ieman. She pays around $400 a month, a much lower amount than paying the full tuition, thanks to the Virginia Child Care Subsidy Program. Courtney Park Jamborski, the longtime director of the Laurel Learning Center, tells me that 90% of the families that bring their children to the daycare are single moms, and that affordable childcare is a concern for single mothers.
My son was 2.5 when he started. He's now 9. So that daycare means everything plus some to me. They are my savior. I love it. I feel comfortable with my kids there. They've become my family. They taught my kids so much: riding bikes, swimming. They take them on activities. They take them on trips. So even if I cannot do it financially, or if I cannot do it because I just don't have the time, I know my kids did stuff.
Ieman is a first-generation Nubian Egyptian American and grew up in Northern Virginia. She also spent part of her childhood in Egypt. Her parents are from the ancient city of Aswan, which sits on the Nile River in southern Egypt. She's proud of her Nubian heritage and instills that in her children. Over the summer, she saved up for a trip with her kids to travel to Egypt to see her parents and to visit the pyramids and other parts of the country. Ieman currently works as a medical assistant at a doctor's office, where she earns $17.50 an hour. She is also working towards getting a nursing degree at George Mason University. She recently attended an online information session about the nursing program that was hosted by the university. Though she was trying to concentrate on listening to the information session, her kids still needed her attention and help with their homework.
So I like to help people. I've had many jobs before, and I felt my passion was in nursing, helping people. And it's one job that you can always fall back on. They will always be in need of nurses versus any other job. And I feel me going to school is gonna make my kids more passionate about going to school. Seeing me take that step at this age is gonna make them want to continue and maybe be doctors too. Hopefully surgeons. But I'm very passionate about going back to school. Hopefully I can start soon.
Ieman is always watching out for her children and the opportunities she can provide for them, especially when it comes to their futures. She believes that a college degree is a part of that.
My kids, I want them to be comfortable. I want them to be happy. I want them to succeed. I want them to always have something to fall back on. I'm 33 and I didn't get my bachelor's degree yet, but I want them to have it so that, if anything happens, they can always fall back on it. Versus me, I got married and then divorced and then I had to now go back to school. I want them to always have it.
Ieman is working hard to make ends meet, especially after her divorce that left her in debt and on food stamps. Things these days are better, but it's sometimes a struggle to keep afloat.
As long as, we have a roof over our heads, we pay our bills. I have a car that gets us from point A to point B. My kids have clothes over their bodies or their backs. There's food on the table. Then we're okay. Sometimes it's harder than other times. Sometimes we're okay. I would definitely say paycheck to paycheck is how we're living.
Her nightly routine during the work week usually involves helping Tessa and Hamu with their homework, making sure they are fed and bathed, their hair is done, and that they get to bed at a reasonable hour. Ieman joked with me that she has to keep her scrubs on until late in the evening as she's constantly cleaning up after her kids. Every Saturday and Sunday morning, Tessa and Hamu attend Arabic school in Reston. While they are there, it gives a chance for Ieman to take care of other things or just have some alone time at home. Though Ieman treasures her time alone, it is evident that everything she does is for her children.
I always tell them we will forever have each other's back. We are the army that we need. We are the forever and after. They are my lifeline. I live for them. Honestly, they are the reason I am here.